This is day 9 of our European tour, October 2009. We stayed in Barcelona for a few days in the MUHBA Garden Hotel. Didn't get to see much of the hotel because we were quite busy with bus tours and such. We visited this Sagrada Família, and it was first constructed in 1882, thereabouts, but it wasn't really continued until Gaudí took charge of the construction in the 1900s, and then he died in 1927, and there's been a number of architects building it ever since. Initially there was some monstrous donation to start the building off, and ever since it's been relying on donations. And out the front of the structure is a whole heap of donation boxes and a description. The construction is expected to be completed by the year 2026, and around about the time of Gaudí's 100th anniversary of his death. And then in between that time and now, it has even gone through some renovations because of 100 years of wear and tear. So it's an interesting building, and it was thoroughly enjoyable to stand outside and look around. We didn't go inside, we didn't have time. It's really interesting that Antoni Gaudí, the architect, was hit by a tram in 1926 and died as a result. And so he never got to finish this iconic building. While we were walking around having a look at different sites, we ran across this MUHBA historical museum, and it's in the Gothic quarter of Barcelona, and it describes the history of the city during the Roman times up until now. And the museum was located in this old building in the 16th century, and it's called the Plaza de Rey in the old city. If you buy a ticket to go into this museum, you can take a guided tour of the Roman roads and houses and bathhouses and the old city walls, which are underneath this building area. While we were walking around, we got to see the Cathedral of Barcelona, and this cathedral was located in the Gothic quarter as well. This is another cathedral with a colourful history. In Roman times, way back at 343 BC, the first church was built on the site. It was destroyed by the Moors in 985, and then the Catholics rebuilt it in the 12th century it was added to by the Catholics and integrated into other parts of the church. This building called Casa Miller was built and designed by Antoni Gaudí, and we stopped as a group and had a real good look at it. And it's a lovely and unusual building, and it's a set of flats, and it was the last building that Gaudí did before he built the Sagrada. And around the same area there were similar looking strange buildings, including this one, and you can see that it's got a climbing garden. I've forgotten whether this was part of this climbing garden building, but it reminds me of the climbing garden at the Singapore Changi International Airport. Then we caught the bus and travelled up the mountain to have a look at a panoramic view of the city of Barcelona. And of course we had one of the tour group take a photograph of my wife and myself. The Barcelona Olympic Stadium was initially built in 1927 to 29 to stage the international exposition in the city, and never happened. Then it was renovated in 1989 and became the main stadium for the 1992 Summer Olympics. My only memory of this building was Freddie Mercury singing a song about Barcelona at the Olympics. And you can see that it's still used today for track and field and probably other events. It was also going to house the 1936 Olympics, but unfortunately the bid failed because of the Spanish Civil War, and of course Germany hosted the Olympics in that year. Also in the background is a communication tower called Montjuicy, and it was built in 1989 to 1992. If you have a look at the design and structure of the front entrance, it's pretty much the 1930s style, if you want to give it a style. But inside it's quite modern, and here's a picture of the Barcelona hop-on tour bus. And if you can pause this, you can read a little bit more about it. And of course, while we were inside having a look around, we took some photographs of ourselves, and one of the other people on the tour took a photograph of us together. And this is what I mean by the interior was more modern than the exterior of the building. And here's a close-up of the communication tower that I've already described. Then we continued on our bus tour to the Plaza de Rey, in other words the bullfighting arena, still used today as a commercial centre. The last bullfight was held in 1977, and in 2012 the state of Catalonia banned bullfighting altogether. So now it's pretty much a heritage site, as well as a shopping centre, Las Arenas. Talking about shopping centres, we visited one of the main streets of Barcelona, and we got to see some of these street performances in the form of live statues. And if you wanted to have a photograph taken, they had little tins for donations. The bullfighting arena was part of this Columbus Circle, and right in the centre of the placa was this monument to Christopher Columbus, and all around that monument was a circular road and the main shopping centre areas and other tourist attractions. This video was taken from the bus, and we were heading off to have dinner and a live show of Spanish music and singing and dancing. So the video was produced by myself, and it's the end of another exciting video of our day 9 of our European tour, October 2009, the city of Barcelona.